someday. Alright guys, I'm going to do 14 for you now, okay? Just to hit the point home of how to do 14, alright? So, if you see 2x squared as an example, okay? I'm choosing 2x squared because it's very similar to 2xy. Just exchanging x for y. Everybody cool with that? Now, when you differentiate 2x squared, you all know it's 4x, don't you? Everybody knows bring the 2 to the front. Now, here's the part you're not thinking about. Sure, you bring the 2 to the front, you get 4. Sure, you get 4x. But what you're missing is you differentiate x. Do you see this part I have written here? It looks very fancy. All what it means is differentiate x. And what I'm saying differentiate x? 1. And that's why we never put it in. Because anytime you differentiate x, the answer is always 1. We're going to do the same thing with 2xy. Right? So, what is it? 2x. Okay. So, in a way, this is slightly different. We might use the product rule, okay? So two different parts. Yellow part, blue part. Is that okay with you guys? Now, guess for me to check this answer in the back because I haven't done one of these in a long time. So here's what I'm thinking. So what's u? 2x, so do u dx? Anybody? 2. B is y, and the v dx is, now, you can only differentiate x, you can't differentiate y. So technically it's try to differentiate y, but you can't do it. So you just call it y dx. Now, to be honest, guys, I'm just after thinking here. I actually haven't followed the. What happened was I thought of a question I used to teach years ago, and I didn't follow the specific instructions. What does it say to do first? All right, let's do that first. I think it's a much easier question than non actually. That's why I was wondering why it was there. No, not yet. 2xy. Sorry, guys, forget that last part. There used to be something called implicit differentiation. I thought it was off the course, and it looks a lot like an implicit differentiation question. That's why I got confused. All right, what do I do when I get y on its own? Everything over 2x. What's 4x squared over 2x? Yeah, so would everybody be alright with 5 over 2x to the power minus 1? Think about it. X to the power minus 1. 1 over. Same thing, isn't it? What about this one here? 2x. Now it's quite workable now, isn't it? So never mind what I was saying earlier. This is a much easier way. So I'm going to differentiate this. Okay, Daly, what happens when I differentiate x minus 1? The minus 1 goes to the front and makes minus 5 over 2 because it multiplies by the number in front. Take 1 away from the power. Once you differentiate this, minus 2. Okay, we all good? Alrighty. Then the y dx is what to x minus 2. Anybody? You can put it underneath, can't we? Like that if you really want. Alright, that's question 14 done. I know we didn't have 14 last night, but just doing it anyway. Alright, question 16. Somebody asked me to do 16, did they? Killian, you asked me for it, right? Killian, it's a quotient rule. Okay, so u equals 3x plus 1. U dx equals 3. V equals, what's V equal? V equals 1 minus 2x v dx equals minus 2. You okay with that? Okay. Now, next thing is use the quotient rule, which is y dx equals v du dx minus u dv dx all over v squared. Okay, and what do we get? Here it is. So phi comes first, the u dx comes second, u comes third, v dx comes last, all over 1 minus 2x. Right. This should come out nicely. I think it's going to be 3 minus 6x. What's minus by minus 2? Plus 2, multiply in there. You get plus 6x and plus 2. Does everybody get 5 for that on top? What is the answer? The answer is 5 over 1 minus 2x squared. Okay. And what's the next one you want me to do? Did I give you 19 last night? Didn't give you 19. Did I give you 20? No. Alright, we'll do 20 now. Alright, 20 looks like an absolute beast, okay? But here's what you can do. If you just square root of 4 over 9, what can you say the answer to that is? Root 4 over root 9, which is the same as 2 over 3. Okay? So what do you think, when I show you that step, what do you think you're going to do to the equation on the top? Square root the top and the bottom separately. Genius. Okay? What would be the step after that then? No, I'm not going to differentiate this yet. I'm going to do one other thing. What do you say? Power of a half. Okay, and there's one other thing I'm going to say. What is root 4x? It's root 4 by root. What's root 4? And what's x root x? X to the power of half. Alright, I'm going to stop for a minute. You guys are going to use the quotient rule. Blue part is u, yellow part is v, and use the quotient rule, and I'll just take the roll. Alright guys, now what we get is u equals 2x to the power of a half. The u dx will be a half times 2, which is 1. Take 1 away from a half, so 1x to the power minus a half. V is x plus 3 to the power of a half. And then the v dx is, bring the half to the front, x plus 3, then times 1. Use the chain rule, bring a half, to, oh wait, I got it wrong, didn't I? What did I forget? Minus a half, and then differentiate the chain, and it's 1. So there's nothing to be done there. Now we have the interesting part, which is putting it all together. So the y dx is phi du dx minus u the v dx all over phi squared. You should have seen the versions they had us doing in school, and that was like early 2000s. It would take like 2 full A4 pages to get through one of these. It's just, yeah, they're just insane. Ridiculous, actually. Now, I couldn't match it. Alright, the u dx is 1 x minus a half minus u, which is 2x a half, and v dx, which is a half x plus 3 to the power of half. Ouch, that looks horrible, right? And it is. And this is x plus 3 to the power of a half to the power of 2. Now, doesn't that look fantastic? enter and enlarge it. Who got this far? Alrighty. Here? Oh, probably. Charlie's correcting me on stuff. Dark day. The apocalypse is nigh. Flaming ball. Asteroid hitting the earth or something. Alright, guys. Good man, Charlie. Now, where to begin? Where's the easy money? I think the bottom, the denominator, is the easiest thing going there. Why? What's anything to the power of half to the power of 2 is what? Just 1, because you're just multiplying the half by the 1. So, easy money is to get the x plus 3 on the bottom and get some more temp marks if it's going further, right? Next thing is to deal with this power of a half business. So what do we have here? I'm going to have x plus 3 to the power of a half. And what am I going to have directly underneath it? That's a minus power. What do I do with minus powers? Throw them on the denominator and get rid of the minus. So what's underneath that? Yeah. Okay. Next thing. What about 2.5? 2.5. Cancel. What you get? X to the power of a half, yeah. And then what about what's on the bottom? X plus 3 to the power of half. Now, it isn't looking much better, is it? Not really. So here's what we're going to do next. We're going to get a common denominator on the top part. Only the top part, right? Once again, just going to control and duplicate this. That looks really good. Right, there we go. Now, what's the common denominator going to be? What do I put on top? Yeah, x plus 3 to the power of a half, top and bottom. Okay, and what about the other one? What does it need? X power of a half. Alrighty, let's see what happens next. Alright, what's x plus 3 to the power of a half multiplied by x plus 3 to the power of a half? What's x to the power of a half multiplied by x to the power of a half? X to the power of 1. So, by that logic, it should be x plus 3 to the power of 1, or just x plus 3. Alright, what am I doing there? Alright, what's next then, guys? What's x times x to the power of a half? What's x1 by x a half? x1.5 or x3 over 2. Oh, bother. Wait a minute. I'm an idiot. I could have just put in 1 in a while back, but the hell with that. Now, look, in case it comes up, it has come up in the past. So, basically, you could have just replaced everything with 1 up here. Does that make sense? But look, for argument's sake, there is questions where you don't have a choice and you have to go all the way to the end. So I might as well teach you both things at the same time. Right? There's no loss on it. Alright. Yes? Oh, it was already x power of a half, was it? So a half times a half is x1. Look how much we're going to whittle this down now. What happens to the numerator then? Sorry? Yeah, it's just going to be 3, isn't it? For ledge. Alright. Oh dear. Does anybody know what to do with the x plus 3 on the bottom? Does anybody know what to do with that x plus 3 on the bottom? Bring it up and flip it. And when you bring it up and flip it, it will be 1 over x plus 3. Now we're very close to the end. Okay? And we're going to prove that both versions are the same answer, okay? So what's x minus x gone? 3 on top. Now what about the bottom? X to the power of a half, and then what's x plus 3 to the power of a half by x plus 3 to the power of 1? X plus, so what's y to the power of a half by y to the power of 1? It's y to the power of 3 over 2. So this is going to be x plus 3 to the power of 3 over 2. Now insert your 1 that you could have done 3 lines ago. We'll do it now. Alright? So what happens when you put in 1? It's going to be 3 divided by 1 to the power of a half. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 to the power of 3 over 2. I think the answer is 3/8. Does anybody want to throw that into the calculator and find out for me? I believe it's 3/8. Yeah. Oh, calculator required, lads. Alright. 3 over 8. Now, alright. What I was doing there was I was basically just revising a bit of algebra fractions with your common denominator stuff, okay? So please remember the answer is 3/8, but imagine if we just went all the way back up here. Like, right. Let's go technically here if you really want it. Alright? But inputting this in is going to be killer, isn't it? What would you do with the x plus 3? You turn that to x plus 3, wouldn't you? You wouldn't do anything crazy there. Now, everybody, for the crack, input that into your calculator, replacing all x's with 1s. If you don't get 3 over a, you do 10 push-ups. Gonna do them anyway for the gains, there you come. So 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 to the power of a half. There is so much that can go wrong here. That's why you generally simplify it down a little bit. Okay. Bracket 1 to the power of minus a half. See, the handy thing about 1 is no matter what power it is, it's just going to be 1. That's soft. Put it in as 1 is a soft question. I would have put it in. I want just to go through all I went through. Feel my pain. Yep. Anything about doing engineering in college, get used to this. Or any type of physics, science, or computer science. Hands up if you want to do engineering in college. Who else was it? Oisin and oh, the two lads, yeah. You have to put over 4 on the bottom. 3/8. Who got 3/8? Bring the 3 to the front, multiply it by the a, you get 3ax squared. Bring the 2 to the front, 4bx, and then 3cx, 3c. Alright? Then you directly compare them to the answer. Green equals green, blue equals blue, and finally yellow equals yellow. You should get to roll out the answers pretty quickly. I'm about to get a equals 2, b equals 1.5, and c equals -2. Probably the easiest question in the whole chapter.